Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me tonight. We're going to do a healing tonight, and I'm going to break it into 3 parts. And the healing tonight is on your protection. And instead of just doing general protection for the whole healing, I'm going to do 3 things. The first one is I'm going to give a healing to your tool of a protection rose. Now, everybody has this tool. Those of you that are new and aren't familiar with it, you still have this tool. And what it is it is using the visual image of a rose out at the edge of your aura. So if you want to imagine a picture of a big rose plastered on the side of your aura, that rose is grounded to the center of the planet. And so when people talk to you or interact with you, their energy goes into that rose instead of your aura. So it's a great tool for protection because you can avoid a lot of excess energy being thrown at you by allowing it to go into that protection rose first. So I'm going to give you a healing on that tool. Then the second part is I'm going to give you a healing on your protection of your aura. And then the third part is I'm going to take a look at your protection of your records, your Akashic records, and give you a healing to anything that you need a healing on with your Akashic records in the realm of protection. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. You can just kind of sit back and relax. And I'm going to set the energy with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay, so I'm going to start with your protection rose tool. The very first thing I see is that there's a lot of unconscious energy on the protection rose, which leads me to believe that it's not used too often because there's not a lot of certainty on it. It's a lot of grayish white energy. And by the way, you can do this healing yourself at home because what I'm doing is using the symbol of a rose for your tool of a protection rose. So I'm just grounding a rose for your protection rose tool. And you can do that at home too, just so you know. Okay, back to the healing. There's a lot of low-level energy coming out of it right now, beings that want to try to control you, that don't want you to have your autonomy or your freedom. So there's a level of dark energy coming out. And then there's kind of a subgroup of that where it is people talking badly about you, like judgment, saying things judgmental, saying judgmental things about you. There's a dark purple coming out now. And this is actually some of the programming that gets into your protection rose for you to not use it. And I hate to bag on family, but there's a lot of family energy in here in that purple. So that's coming out right now. You might have noticed for yourself, it's always a little bit tougher to keep a protection rose up around a family member because we have all of those heart chakra agreements with them, like, oh, you don't need that protection rose up around me. That's really cool. I was just shown a picture that when you were born, Supreme Being had this protection energy around you that's similar to what we try to do with the protection rose and similar to how we protect our aura, which I'm going to get to in a minute. But that was really cool when I was just seeing that you were born with your own protection energy. And that's getting a nice hello right now. In your protection rose tool, one of the things that's coming out is lack of use, like not using it as frequently as you can. For instance, I'll use a protection rose at the edge of my aura all day long. And if it looks kind of weary after whatever, a half an hour or 2 hours, I'll blow it up and I'll create a brand new one. And I'll just keep doing that all day long so that I have that protection rose out there in front of me. And right now I'm working on the programming that your friends put in your space about how, oh, you don't want to have that barrier between us because we're too good of friends. And it's similar to the family not wanting you to put a protection rose up because of the heart chakra agreements. It's all about those heart chakra agreements and whether or not you can have your separation from them and have your autonomy. Yeah, and the concept of keeping a protection rose cleaned out is kind of missing. And that's what I'm working on right now because there's a lot of energy stuck in the tool itself that doesn't get cleaned out from people throwing energy. Good. The energy is just starting to get moving in that tool. It was really caked, so to speak. And now there's a really pretty blue coming into it, like a kind of a cross between a peacock and a sapphire blue, really beautiful. And that actually makes sense because our protection for our aura gets generated from getting our chakras spinning properly. And when they spin properly, they emanate an electric blue light. And you can see that in between the layers of the aura. And that's the next part of this healing that I'm going to work on. So that was a good segue into the healing for protection of the aura. So I'm going to go ahead and fill your protection rose tool in with gold sun, and then we'll move on. That was funny because when I was filling you up, one of the groups of people that were in that tool were teachers, and where teachers don't want you to not let them into your space, or they want to stay senior to you. So they don't like that if you have a protection rose up. So that's what I was seeing, a lot of teachers at the end in that space. So they got cleaned out. All right. Off we go to the protection of your aura. So let me take a look at your aura. The first thing I want to work on with your aura are little chips and digs and tears from your protection methods not working. So let me do that edge of the aura right now first. There's a really thick, it looks like dripping wax, and it's a weird color. It's like a rusty, well, I guess that's not a weird color, rusty red. I should have said it's an ugly color. And that's coming out right now. And that is the energy of having been, quote, burned by people, where you weren't protected and you were deceived by people. That's that burnt red coming out. This is really cool. A lot of your higher healing masters and celestial beings are starting to come to the healing and speak up and show me that they are part of your healing structure. So that's really cool. And when all those beings just came in, you might notice for yourself that you got what I like to call more headroom, where you can feel the height of the top of your head kind of growing and getting higher, because the energy in your crown chakra is spinning faster and getting brighter. That's all just from that brief period right there. There are a number of pictures that are being uh, kind of swirled around your aura and gathered up as part of this healing. And they're like little black dots. And what's being told to me is that it's hard, it's difficult to protect yourself when you're overloaded with pain pictures and you're not staying on top of cleaning those pain pictures out. Then it becomes very difficult to protect yourself. And I'm being reminded of the importance of just simple things like running energy and how helpful running energy is in keeping yourself protected, because that keeps the pain pictures moving out of your energetic body. There's a really pretty light aquamarine green coming in to your aura right now. And there's still a number of holes in your aura that I need to patch up. Yeah, it's quite a statement on how much anger there is right now on the planet when I look at the edge of your auras, because they're really kind of tattered and torn. So Supreme Being is helping me smooth them out and close all the holes and fill them with gold. That's nice. A really pretty orange gold came in and filled up the auras. And now I'm going to move on after that healing for the auras and take a look at your protection for your Akashic records and how they're being protected right now. What I see about the Akashic records is that a lot of you actually don't go to them or find out what they are or what kind of information you have in them. So there's a lot of area in the Akashic records that hasn't really gotten a hello from you. So I'm going to help you clean that out and get you back in communication with them. There were a couple of you that hadn't really said hello to your Akashic record keeper since you were young, since you were children. And so you're getting, your record keeper's getting a nice hello from you, and you're getting a nice hello back. There's some energy of don't look that is between you and your records that's coming out right now. That's like a hazy, dark gray. There's also a lot of activity in your records, and There shouldn't be that much activity in your records unless it's your activity. So one of the things I'm going to ask Supreme Being to help me with is helping back off some beings that have come into all of the records. That's actually giving some space to your record keeper and where your records are kept. So that was good. And the next thing I'm looking at is the structure of where your records are kept, making sure that there aren't any holes in that structure. Actually, the structure looked really good. There was a trail of energy from the beings that I was telling you about. And that trail of energy was like a thick gray cloud, almost like instead of a red carpet event, like a gray carpet event. And I'm working on helping you clear that gray carpet because it was leading right up to your records. And as that gray pathway starts to get grounded and clear, what's the essence of your records is this beautiful, really rich orange gold. And right now, I'm just talking to Supreme Being and asking Supreme Being to work with you individually on what beings are getting between you and your records, any beings that get between you and your records. Okay, that was kind of surprising. There are so many beings that get between us and our records that what I thought I'd do then is ask Supreme Being to work with you on your next step, clearing karma with any beings that get between you and your records. And I hate to say this, but it looks like a lot of the karma has to do with where you have gotten into somebody else's records. So it's like reciprocated. And I'm asking Supreme Being to go ahead and clear that karma and bring all of that into present time. This has been a great healing for your record keepers. I can see all of them, and they're so different. Each one is so incredibly different. And some of them look like human beings and some of them don't. Some of them look like something that isn't human. So it's really fun taking a look at all of that. But they got a great hello. It's like they've all come alive and they're going to be in communication with you. Oh, Supreme Being just suggested something for this healing to take out other people's protection energy, trying to protect you from your own records. And I was shown a picture that can happen with family members, parents, siblings. So that's what's going to be worked on right now. Okay. That Akashic record space is very bright now. It's like that orange gold. It's sparkling. So I'm going to fill that in with gold and thank Supreme Being for the help. All right. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this healing on your protection tonight be complete. Amen. You know, if you're ever curious about your Akashic records, you can always sit down, close your eyes, and use the symbol of a rose out in front of you and start asking the rose some questions. You know, you create that rose and just postulate that that rose represents your Akashic records. And you can start asking the rose questions like, well, what are in my records? What kind of information do I have? Where are they located? And you can learn a lot about your own records just by talking to a rose and asking it. So I thought I'd tell you that in case any of you that are unfamiliar with your Akashic records, that you can actually do that on your own. Okay, I just wanted to quickly go over what's coming up. In 2 days, we have our women's intuition class on how to set the energy of a room. We're going to start with the master bedroom so that you'll at least have your master bedroom cleaned out from top to bottom by the end of the class. We may be able to move on to some other rooms, but basically I'm going to teach you the tools that we use or the techniques that we use in doing a house healing. So you're going to get a nice healing to your place, starting with your master bedroom on Thursday night. And then the following Monday night is a seek and you will find. And you can all call me or text me with your questions and get an answer in the form of a healing. So that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I've got my eyes on you and I look forward to seeing you Wednesday night in how to set the energy of a room. All right. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful night.